Cool. And then we have this is very good. So whoever talk, they should record that as well.
Okay.
I should be back like in 20 minutes. I have a meeting.
You look nice.
I have to present something. Oh, it's recording, so I shouldn't say something bad.
She fly. All she needed some J's and she was this is everyone today. So if this is everyone, we don't really need breakout sessions because really, are you logged in already? Are you logged in on that computer?
No, not logging in.
Just come up here respectfully. Like log in up here, so we're all sitting together. Yeah. Just like towards the front in general.
Anthony.
Like we're using this fine, like this row. Just like we're all kind of like, yeah, that's fine.
Only be here for a bit. I got practice at 2:30.
All right,
What's your
bro.
plan?
Thank you for showing up.
I wrestle.
Wrestle? How do you feel about like the sports teams here? Are the coach, well, each coach is different, but how do you feel about their coach?
My coach, he's definitely really good. I like him.
You think if I wanted to join the sport right now, it would be too late?
I
Because
would-
my season doesn't start till like November. But
They're
they
probably,
really-
pre-season.
Yeah. What's it
Yeah.
called? Conditioning.
Yeah, I mean, I would never, I'm not the type of person that would ever say it's too late. Like, every day is always an opportunity. Like, literally, tomorrow is always an opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just kind of how I see life.
That's investment quote mentality.
Yeah, I always saw life that way. Like, every day is, like, every day that you move forward, like, tomorrow's a new day and it's always an opportunity for you. So,
Thank you for that.
Let the previous day go.
yeah.
It doesn't matter that much, like this.
I like you guys. You guys are cool.
Okay. And right now, it's gonna show you guys my account.
Yeah, like honestly, I kind of wanted to start placing like our first like trades.
Yeah,
We can like get on the
we can do
Discord.
that now, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you wanna just like pick out a trade maybe?
So yeah, like I wanted to show like step by step like the whole analysis process too. So like I did mention last week we have a list that's on Discord.
Yeah, there's some penny stocks that I posted in there. Do you like penny stocks?
Yeah, but if we're gonna be using paper trades, I don't feel necessary for us to use penny stocks because they're not gonna see like returns as much.
Facts.
Then
But
like
for like real trading though, those are like,
yeah, that would be where I would want to start for like people using their real money would be penny stocks, but for like paper trades where we're only using it temporarily anyways, I want them to just really get a feel for like how contracts move. Penny stocks usually don't even have options. So yeah, they usually don't.
wow. Alright, this is like.
All right, so let's think this one. Do you still have it on
I
your
have
laptop?
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, it's
It's
loading. Yeah, got it. Do you wanna put your account in, or I mean, mine is like set up so like you can see like deleted gadgets and everything.
Yeah, mine, you know, it's just because like I have no idea what I'm doing respectfully
Okay.
on Periscope.
Yeah, it's pretty important to like know if we're gonna use the Thinkorswim platform, then to know like everything that's there. So I'm glad that I can like open this up.
Yeah, like you're gonna be teaching me today.
I don't know how long it's gonna take to install, but we're gonna see. Says it's installing.
We're here, so we have this room till 4, right?
Yeah,
Not that we have to stay the entire time, but
I know that I have I have like, oh, let me look at my planner. I don't know how long I could stay for. So like maybe 3 or 4. Cause I have wrestling as well afterwards.
so, that's one.
I know, I have one of these. I haven't been for-
Yeah, I was
I'm
actually-
having that.
Oh, give me time.
So does anybody know about LLCs besides? Yeah, you do. You know all the in and outs, like loopholes and everything?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can talk about it this whole time if you want me to. Huh? No, because we bet $5 that she would be a suit today.
I did not bet on that. What are you talking
Well, I bet
about?
$5.
Yeah, you bet with yourself. I never.
Actually,
agreed
I'm
to
buying a Fashion Nova suit. That
Exactly.
one was from Banana Republic yesterday. It was $500.
Yo, it looked 500 beans.
It
Like,
was.
Damn.
But I'm getting a fashion. I want an all white one. I was trying to go to Banana Republic to find an all white one, but there was none. There was only tan. And I was like, all right, I guess I have tan boots, and I bought those like alligator boots.
Nah, you
you
look
made it
good.
work. Like, it was tough. I was
Thank
saying.
you. I appreciate it.
I'm
gonna
not
wear it
gonna take
again.
my sister to dry cleaners. I'm gonna come out like this.
Yeah,
We all gotta step out.
actually. Okay, now cool. Got it.
Short on computer and go on paper swim.
That is
And
person
make
we
it count. We play with our time. You better do it for obvious.
Hold up. Now,
Your email.
okay,
Not
okay.
Okay.
just
My password doesn't show up. Did you see my me typing my password in?
everything that was on your screen they saw. Just now.
You just didn't see the password though, because they're starred, and, you know,
Okay,
they
cool.
hide it.
Okay, so this is like the Thinkorswim. Let's see. See, like there's like all these different, and then also there's like on the right hand side. Wait, let me see. This. Okay, and then you got all these different dashboards. So like when you want to invest, it's like a faster way of like plugging it in. So you wanna buy
Oh
and
wow,
sell.
that's really simple. How did you pull that up?
So basically go to charts on the top. It says, it's right next to market watch and tools. And you'll see, and also you don't have to click on them. The other stuff comes up. So like, if you just push your mouse there.
Oh,
so
okay, yeah.
tool, charts, and it'll say flexible grid, and it'll show you all these different, like, you can actually have multiple charts on here. So basically, you can like put in, say, Apple, or AAP. That's it. Yeah, like that, and then I can put in, say, what is it, CCIB,
Ooh.
Churchill Capital,
That's
which
snazzy.
I was invested in.
Snazzy.
Um,
What's it called again? Think.
what?
Think or store. But you need to make an Ameritrade account to use it. So you're just gonna have to go through all that.
Okay, so maybe like, let's start with our indicators. So we're gonna go to charts. Wait, let's fix this. See how on the right-hand side, there's all these little gadgets that you can click?
My computer doesn't
Active
have
trader.
that.
You see, I
Right.
might be able to get that actually. So you gotta go to chart, okay. Okay.
Oh, that's the same thing as what you're looking at.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Gadgets, see, there's all different, it says live news and active traders, you. I don't know why it's not. coming up.
I don't have any symbols active.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, now it's, see, now it's. there.
Oh, okay, I
Gotcha.
appreciate you.
Yeah, okay. So do you have yours? Well, you gotta leave soon,
Yeah.
so. But this is basically like really fast, like you can go here and it says, like active trader, when you click active trader on the side. It's like how quickly, you can, actually plug in the trades like immediately. Like, it's really fast, and see like the bottom it says quantity here, this is how many shares, so 100 shares is a contract. Remember we learned that yesterday, it was like 100 shares is a contract. So. This is SQQQ, this is the penny stock, I guess, that I was like looking into. That is like a good, and it's very like volatile. Actually. Look into that for buying. See how like on this, there's like the 5-minute. So like per candlestick, it's gonna be either, so like say, let's go to the hour, 20 days. So like this is 20 days per candlestick. So like it looks like it's been increasing. The price of the share has been going up. settings. Tools. Wait, let's see. This is how you edit your chart. So like look at the chart or let's go to just like chart.
The settings thing at the top.
Charts.
Yeah.
Inward. Just gotta really just click all of them. Okay, we'll just use this. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. See, there's so many freaking, excuse my language, of gadgets. And it's like very, like if you just, we're gonna probably understand, like my goal is to understand each one and like all the information on there. You don't need to know everything because you only need like a certain amount to open the trade.
Yeah.
To like actually get a winning trade or whatever.
Yeah.
But so like you're gonna go to studies at the top, excuse you, and you're gonna click add quick study or add a study. And then you can see all these different things here. Like these are the different gadgets you can add.
This is also like the app that you're using?
No, this is the thinker, yeah, this is the platform, the downloaded platform.
Okay.
Did you download the
I
platform?
did download it, but for some odd reason, mine just looks drastically different. than yours. Like even like,
It's because I clicked these sidebars.
okay, let me try.
On the left-hand side, remember I cleared your gadgets out? Guys, if you want to clear your gadgets, you click this little thing on the corner, see this like thing? You can, it says remove gadget on it, or attach gadget. So,
Oh,
yeah,
I just clicked something and.
Are you using?
Yeah. No, I'm using PC. And even then, I can imagine it looks different for you like, on Mac as well.
Yeah, on one computer, just the website. It's a little different.
But it's also highly customizable. Yeah, there you go. It wasn't full at all.
okay, so, sorry, what were you gonna say?
You guys say like you can get it to look exactly how you need it to look, but it's just a little bit confusing when you're trying to walk you through it.
Yeah, there's like so many different strategies, honestly. See like right here, there's like the candlesticks or the ashi, this one I used to use. It's like it adjusts it, makes it different for some reason. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, oh yeah, and when you grab this, you can make your chart smaller at the bottom left. You can drag it out. All right, and then,
You're not going to do it.
edit studies. So, okay, so this is where you can edit your chart and like look, based on the indicators, you can plug in a trade. Your like, RS or what is it? Let me get my notebook.
The RSI,
So RSI, I have another one.
MACD,
Yeah. The SMA line.
Hmm.
RSI, which is like resistance, like how much resistance or momentum a stock has on it. So you know you're not just supposed to plug in a trade in, you're supposed to look at it and see how strong it's gonna be.
Yeah, I read the article. It said something about those.
That's a good note to write down. Okay.
yeah, anything above like, for me, it's also personal preference. 50 is entry, 80 is exit.
Bye. Thanks for
You know what I
coming.
mean? Like, if it's
Stopping
like, if it's below 50, I can't expect it to go up any more than what it is at. And then once it's at 80, it's like high pressure, so it's like too unpredictable above the 80. It's like, it can still go up and go up really hard past 80, because it's higher resistance. But then it's also like more likely that if it's above 80, that it's going down, because there's so many other people who are trading are like, it's at 80, I'm getting out. It's at 80, I'm freaking, they're freaking out over that. So you also gotta take psychology into account, like on every play. Because like you can know everything, right? Know that the companies were, know what news they're gonna release, when they're gonna release it, be prepared, but then the psychology aspect is ever changing. Yeah, so that's actually one of the biggest things is psychology when you're trying to make a trade.
So, right, you're looking at it too. Where's your top chart? I think you're not on the right one.
Is this not it?
No, there's different ones. This is like Thinkorswim web. See how it says web? It's
Yeah.
different than
Oh, wow.
download.
You're
gotta
going
go to,
the paper trade platform, right? I just got it to be real time instead of 3 minutes behind, like how the teachers.
So will it download just on
I
the
just figured it out.
computer or is it
Yeah.
gonna be like online?
No, it would be
I lied.
just on this
This was
computer.
so
Or
much
no,
different
not
than
this.
what I'm at.
I mean, yeah, actually, just your account, I think. Or in the-
You own the website?
Yeah.
You can download it after this or you want to register?
So you go to some platform and then you
I
go down
would
to
recommend the
this
app,
is
but that's
web
not
or
important right now.
desktop.
Everything you change on here is
Download, this is download now. And then it's gonna pop up here and then you're gonna accept, just like try to, like, okay.
Am I
Once
just
it's
logging
downloaded,
in?
let me know.
Okay.
You have it up or are you writing your
yeah.
information? Yeah. You need
It's
your
just-
social
I'm such-
security card and,
How am I supposed to know all my employers?
oh, you don't have to.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't need that. It's just like if they wanna know your type of income and stuff. So like, but if you're just a student here, you don't really have any jobs like that's making over 10K a year, you don't really have to put it on.
Oh, so I don't?
Yeah.
I just,
Oh,
I
okay,
didn't think I
okay.
have a job, that's why I asked.
Stocks, goals,
Yeah, go up a little bit.
and aim that
Usually,
site.
yeah, you definitely need this.
I'm not looking at it. It's just
Okay.
like I'm around everyone, it's my
Yeah.
social.
Yeah, no. And honestly, like, yeah, you can just, it takes like 3 to 4 days. Or actually, what I did is that I had them TD Ameritrade, because it's an actual company, and I had them send the paper in to me and I wrote it out on a piece of paper. It takes 3 to 4 days to come in the mail.
So you could
Or
like
you print
email
it out.
them,
Yeah, you print it, actually, you go onto the website, you print it out, you fill it out,
send it.
send it to them in the mail, yeah.
But just to
and
show you what I
faster.
mean,
I thought it
this
was
is what I'm
that.
looking at.
Okay, so, go to studies, and then, is it downloaded yet?
I'm going through that thing, so.
So like, log in from here, that's not too much for you. And you can probably
Am I
still-
putting
still
this
get the
as
same
2D
account.
Ameritrade?
All the changes that you make on.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you have to, like, you can pull
Yeah,
this up,
yeah.
into your settings for your account.
I
Just go through
acknowledge.
them, what you want to look for, system, close speed, real time,
Install
all the way.
the current, yes.
But after looking at that,
And
that
then,
tells me that even this might
next.
still be delayed. But still change
Yeah,
that, just
next.
see what happens. I think it's real time. I have to do it.
Next.
Yeah, download the app onto your computer.
This is what I just used to get into here, or-
I think maybe your username and password, try that.
I'm
If it
still
doesn't
looking
work,
for
then maybe
you.
you gotta click the different.
And I'm gonna do what she told me to do.
What is it that she told you?
So I'm gonna print this out, fill it out on paper and then send it to them.
That takes a lot more time than if you're.
It's like 3 to 4 days it takes for them to get it, business days. And then, and you just call them in a day or two once they receive the paperwork, and they'll like follow up with you, be like, oh yeah, I received your paperwork, yeah. Or you could call them,
That way I
and
have
maybe,
more privacy, because I don't want to do this right here.
That is another.
you could also call them and also make an account. Right now.
This doesn't allow me to.
It's
It's
not
like an
allowing you,
admin
yeah,
type of login.
That doesn't make a lot of sense. So you can. Sorry for pressing you about it. Sorry,
I'm just gonna
I'm
look
not
for
trying to.
something.
She said about social, y'all, wow.
Okay, so this.
But I'm gonna look over.
I'm gonna put a feature song every time I make a trade.
It's installing, yeah.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
I would do.
Okay, so can you remind me of what your names are again? Zeke and
Jeremy.
Jeremy,
So,
Slaw and Elizabeth?
Elizabeth.
That's Camille.
Camille, okay. Camille.
And you're, Alvia?
Yeah. All right, so, yeah, so like editing your charts is like pretty important, like when you want to plug in a trade, so like the RSI is pretty good. There's another one called MACD. And
Back
this,
that.
this one I add selected, and then you got it. And it also like you can add it to the volume or low, like you can add it to different places on the chart. But I'm just gonna add it like this. And now you see it. See this on the bottom? Yeah. So, and then you can actually edit the colors on it. Edit study, and you can see the colors here. You could do a green line for buying and a red line for selling.
Yeah, when you have the floor, I feel like I'm moving the class.
Okay, so that could be, no, this is green. I'm gonna give you the floor in like 10 minutes.
You're doing amazing. I'm joking with you right now, but like you're actually.
Are you learning?
Yeah, like
Okay, I'm
these are
glad.
questions that I actually have.
Okay. I'm pretty glad that I'm so helping you out. Okay. On with this. Okay, just,
No, it's like
Whatever.
you're doing it right, but it's like right click it again.
yeah, the line.
Yeah, and they see
Maybe it's, no. Oh, yeah, just leave that. I mean, you could just see that you could change the line, the
Right.
colors.
I think that's I got it. I got you.
Yeah. So I guess, so like the momentum, see this down here, the candle, they're like candlesticks. This is like the volume. So MACD is really good. It's, hello. Oh, you're good. MACD, let me see what this stands for. I'm sorry. But I know it's for volume. Do you know what MACD, the indicator is?
MACD,
Yeah.
MACD is for
Your buy
like
sell volume.
buy and sell.
Yeah.
So can I explain?
Yeah.
Can I interrupt? So when you see red, that means more people are selling.
Okay.
And usually we want to wait till it turns like here. Like when the line is closing up, so when it goes to this way. So usually when you see this, that means price would go up, if you can see here.
Actually, I usually buy at the when it like.
Yeah,
crosses
here
that, yeah.
or
Yeah, like,
sometimes,
so like you
that's an
can sell
extremely good indicator. That to your
Yes.
right, Avia,
Yeah,
where the lines, all three, like you see the flat line, right?
yeah.
The purple one. That's opening.
yeah, this one,
That's opening.
this is zero.
Yeah, that's zero. So
So when
then,
it's below
so
zero,
when, and then you have your buy sell volume, like she's saying, like the white line, I believe, just looking at it, is your volatility.
Mhm.
And then the green line is volume. So
Yeah.
when your volatility and your volume match, that's a buy. And you can see like where people like, they sold off right there. Because again, before you even got there, like even right here, where they matched up,
yeah,
they sold. And then they started buying again. And you see the volatility and the volume go up. And then
you
it
see
crosses again here.
then the price also go up.
Yeah, every time where it crosses, everyone is like trying to sell.
Yeah.
Every single time it crosses, they're selling.
So like when you're looking at this right here and people are gonna, this is telling me that it's selling.
It's
Yeah,
going down.
exactly.
Yeah, it's
Like
going down.
more selling than buying.
Like if you were to stretch this chart out and you're like really looking at it by the day, and you see like this top line is falling and it's starting to like get close, you want to go ahead and open up your sell call and everything,
Yeah.
and be ready for when this happens to sell. Because you see how drastic it got and how the volume dropped off. And you would not go back in until you get here when you're back at zero opening and it's going back up. And then obviously it's probably closing or right now actually.
Now it's like opening up.
What would you
So-
say that the volume should be at to be like,
Well, that's hard to say. The
So,
only way
yeah.
you know is by like looking at that stock every day.
The historical, like
Yeah.
this one, this is like huge one, this is very low. So like during here, even though it's green, or it's like very small, we want to wait and see. But there's another thing I want to tell you guys. So this is the hour chart.
yeah,
So like I would,
60 days.
but
I
it's
believe.
every hour, this is
Yeah.
every hour. But I would look at, like, if I do daily trade, I'll look at minute.
Yeah.
I look at minutes, so I know this is like when it comes here, I wouldn't go in, but I would probably go in like somewhere here.
That's
Do you
exactly-
trade on a minute or do you look at like 15 minutes, 30 minutes?
I would look all of them,
Okay,
but I look at the minute one because the minute one is the fastest. Sometimes I'm too slow to catch up, but at least it will give me a good point, like now it's closing, and even though this is red, sometimes I will be taking risks and I will just enter at here.
And also to reiterate, because for her mindset doing Forex, when she's asking like, do you do minute? She's asking, do you trade by the minute? Like, would you go in and then come out within a minute?
I'm
Oh,
too
got
slow for that.
Oh, okay,
But
yeah.
but I would do it in a day, like usually I would try to do it in a day, but I'm not as fast as the real day trader. They are really fast, they have the hotkeys and all the stuff. I don't have that, so, but this would definitely help. Like this will help to enter at the right point. And
This
I
is
would,
really nice, like, look at how you could just ride, like, they're having a good day, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty, like, persistent,
well,
SQQ,
yeah, so SQQQ is 3 times of NASDAQ.
Now
yeah.
her looking at all the money she can make off of this right now.
No, but sometimes it still depends, because,
Yeah, even volatility, so it's like, you're not gonna trade actual
Yeah.
shares, like day trade. You're gonna wanna do options, because you want higher returns. But then like, now you're asking like, what's a good volatility? I can't sit here and tell you 25K is good, it looks like a lot, but it is relative, so it's
Like, I
like,
heard that it was like,
if they pull
it's a
25,
high amount sometimes, like 500,000, you don't wanna look at like high volume like that.
I do.
so look at
Like
this.
Tesla can run 500,000 to 1 million in a day.
So this is the daily chart, right?
Yeah,
This is a daily.
I see it.
And you see here it's going up and it's just keep, but you see when it goes slower, it actually drops.
Yeah.
So,
And even like if I had an option right now,
Is it a little?
This
touch-
right
touch
here?
thing?
this right here, I like, that will kill your contracts. This low volatility, that kills your contract. Even once I come back out up here and I'm above, even if I enter here, I can still be up and losing money because all of this volatility, because remember I was telling you guys before, volatility has a lot to do with
the
your
option.
options.
Yes.
Okay, so the, oh wait, is that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay, this is my phone here, I was wondering. Oh wait, is that the MACD that we're looking at?
Yeah,
Okay, cool, so the M.
So do you say MACD or MACD?
I use the MACD,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I call it MACD,
Oh, I don't know how to say it, but
but I think most people just call it different.
Cause I learned, actually, I learned this from Forex. Before I got onto this, I learned this from Forex, like RSI and like the line, when it crosses, like you buy or sell based on that.
yeah, I learned it from my friend.
But the resistance lines that we're like putting on the chart, we also need to go over that.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
so
so-
you can draw it from the
So
pattern.
to answer
Yeah,
your question,
or
though,
drawing.
usually what's up here is this being simplified and then put up there. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it's like Robinhood, when they do it, they put it literally on your chart. So like, Thinkorswim is just making it easier for you to read by separating it, but technically you can even put this right on top, like this
Yeah,
right
you
here,
can.
this is the same thing as this.
yeah.
It's
I know
just,
that.
yeah, that's
Yeah, I
your,
didn't know.
that's the
I'm
same
so
thing as your
RSI is
SI.
something different.
You can look at it and tell like exactly like
Ah.
You
the
can
different
add more
points.
lines onto this too, so
I
basically,
see.
so the RSI, you can actually add the MACD to this, you can actually drag it up to.
I use another one called stochastic.
Yeah,
That's,
Yes, the scholastic indicator.
yeah, that's faster than MACD, the MACD or MACD.
This is a scholastic indicator, if I'm not mistaken.
But this is slower, the stochastic, they have stochastic fast.
You can like shorten and longen the
you
term.
can actually add them together, you see how
Yeah,
it's like
Yeah, you can
lower,
move it.
you can move it together, so you can have it at the same one, so
Oh,
like.
wow, she really knows how to use
See?
this.
Yeah,
So
I
now you
bet,
can
yeah.
really use it to at your advantage.
Wow, that's a beautiful chart too.
Yeah, and also you could change the colors, I'm not really sure per line, like which
Oh,
lines are which.
I
Do
can,
you?
yeah. You
Okay.
can just,
No, this is SQQQ.
you can just
Yeah.
double click
I'm literally about to start
and
trading
then
it.
change color here.
This is the trick,
See it?
traits that I put.
You just double click and change the color here.
Okay.
Like, are you guys like following at all? You're trying.
I understand the chart a little bit.
So maybe if I come over here and like help you guys. So
On the
for
bottom.
some-
Maybe because I'm
Yeah,
on
this
this
is
right now,
amazing.
but.
Oh, wow, so you're on
like
step
Yeah.
one. Where are you at? You have your laptop, do you mind like coming over here and seeing the thing?
Okay, overbought.
Yeah, you're on step one, my
But
guy.
the
Yeah, it's all right.
color
Maybe
here,
just
if
make it
you
down.
want to change, you can change it brighter,
So number one, I would
so
definitely
you
take
can see
this.
it better, otherwise it was like kind of
So you wanna look at
and
Apple or
then
you wanna look at
the color
SQ?
was similar to
We
this.
could look at it. Yeah.
Also,
This is
you're
what
on
we
your
went
actual.
over yesterday, just like kind of the stuff that I did, like all
Yeah.
So what SMA you use on the day?
Application settings.
the,
You will look at
SMA,
accounts.
I think it was like an hour.
This is your
60
literal trading account. Understood.
I
So
don't
you have to
have
add
that
funds
one.
and all
Oh,
that
okay.
extra stuff.
Yeah, because I put like five days,
You need to
9,
actually
and
log
then
out.
I don't know.
Log back in,
18.
and there's a
So
slider when
you
you're
can
logging in,
add-
it says paper trade or regular. You'll see, it. So just try to log back in.
You can also add maybe average.
I can't even tell from here, man, I can't see your account.
This
Or
one,
exponential,
or-
I think.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
on
we
your
can
little
do
bot
that.
trading. paper-
and then you can add like
So now-
here,
now
this
you're-
one
You know, you got $250,000.
is 9 days, 9
Okay,
period.
I did
now
not
you
know
log
that.
in.
So you can change it to 9, 5,
What does
20.
that do?
So 5 is a short, very short term. And when 5
I think it's
goes
so much
over
better.
9, that means the
It
short
was so much
term
cleaner. Like,
buying,
bro,
price is
come on,
going
that was so
up.
much better.
but
Look
when
at
the
this.
5 goes down under
Yeah,
9,
this
it
is
means,
bad.
it
Okay.
means it go back to the longer term.
Yeah, I got you. We're
average
trying to
price.
do guys both at the same time.
So it means
So,
people are selling when the price is going down.
Okay.
so you
So
did
it has
SQQ
have
here.
different indicators, yeah. And then
Now
sometimes
push
they use
enter.
this, like when it's
And now that's,
above
so now
the
you're, you know, you're
9
getting closer
days
now,
or
right?
5 days.
Yeah. So
it's
this
the
chart
thing
right
that
here, we
means
know
it's
some of
on
you guys,
top,
this
higher
volume,
than the
which is
9
basically the
days.
same thing as your RSI.
When
RSI,
it goes
RSI.
up,
volume
it drop
is that?
down to-
So look,
So usually
that's a
when
very
it
good question.
drop,
Let me use
it
this
will
J.
be
Can you get
under
that one?
the moving average.
You
Yeah,
got-
this is like, I feel like the
Like,
stock
what
is
is
a
that?
really good
I
stock.
got
to
you,
maybe
bro.
do
I got you. So in depth, right?
Yeah,
Let me
it's
see
a
if
good
I
pick.
can.
Looks like persistency, like the trades are.
This is NASDAQ, the opposite of NASDAQ.
Yeah, I read that. It was like
Yeah.
it's 3
So
times.
I use-
high, or
I
like
use-
when it's down,
1 year to get.
then this is up.
So you can use this with TQQQ.
Okay.
T is
There you
the
go.
triple, so it's the opposite of this.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But
that's how you do it.
TQQQ is going the same direction as NASDAQ.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's another one, SOXL. That's the semiconductor, the Philly, whatever index.
Okay, so look, see this movement right here. This is where we are right now.
SOXL and
This
SOX.
is everything over here is the
S.
past.
That's
This,
falling to the past.
Yeah, those are the also good
okay,
times.
to give you an
So
exact
that's-
answer,
Higher.
I think I've
Yeah.
seen that a couple times.
Higher,
I'm not
like-
exactly sure, like.
Where momentum
Yeah,
would be great.
yeah, yeah. So-
What do you think about my skills, skill levels,
Also,
kind
it's
of
dailies.
on,
Dailies, so it's only
like,
one.
this? I just need to, I wanna build my account, I wanna make,
Still
my,
daily.
make my.
So it doesn't
trading
matter,
account up
that's
to
not
now.
important, we'll figure that out later, but this is today.
That's my goal,
That's
for,
good.
This is
For
right
how
now,
long?
okay?
for the end of this, until
This is
this club
history.
is over, maybe
But
this
you're using
December.
history to predict
We
this
can
right here,
try.
which doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
Try, it will be good.
That's your
Yeah.
main
Yeah.
goal.
I mean, like, that's like my
Start with
goal,
that.
I feel like,
Get that
So
done.
are you doing option? Are you
So
doing
now-
option?
yeah.
To explain what
I
you're
was just
looking at in the
showing them
past
how
and
to-
I
in
don't know
the
how to
future,
do option.
this is today's volume. You see,
Really, you just buy and
it's
then.
it's scientific
sell, you
imitation.
sell
okay?
it
So
at the
So
I'm
same
not
but
gonna
how
tell
do
you
you
that it's
decide, like, how do you know the
100,000
option
or
price
100
is
million.
right or wrong?
Like, you know, trades, they just say
So
one,
based on the
7,
contract.
Yeah,
So
so
that's
they have different
Yeah,
contracts,
scientific
different
imitation.
expirations.
That's how
Yeah.
many
They
trades
have an
have happened
expiration, so like,
today so
I
far.
have my friend,
it's
his name's
2:30
Hunter, and he like
Mark,
makes
what
like
is
a
that?
lot of money off it.
4:30.
And how he's explained it, when he does
So that goes to
Microsoft,
show
he
you
like does like
that
little
today,
like quick trades.
you're not gonna
like, within
expect to
2
get up
minutes,
here
5
today.
minutes.
You're looking
Yeah.
at, today's looking
So, like,
kind of like
he
one of
just
these days right
Sells
here.
his,
Because again, it's
his
history.
trade or whatever.
So it's happened
So, like,
before. So
the
people bought
contract,
more
you
on
can
these,
sell it
they
to
bought
the
more on
buyer,
these days. And
whoever
you
wants to
see
buy.
what happened on these days.
So like, you mean, you
That
can
was a
just
green
sell
day.
it whenever you want.
And then you can
really.
see the day
But
after that
if
was
you
a
want
green
it
day.
at a certain
And then a red
time
day.
frame, like, kind of like a
Okay,
hold
but,
for
yeah,
a
the
week
top
or
right
two.
hand
Where is the
Where you
option?
closed
Showing
at
like-
Yeah.
42,
Active trader.
42,
And
like
then you can buy or
$41.
sell.
Here's why we
So
use
this is
candlesticks,
option
right?
or this is
Because
the,
the lowest
is
point
this.
of that
This is
day
options.
was 37, and that's what the
oh,
graph,
this is
like
like
that one.
this, this is
Audrey
like
has,
the
where it's just like
SPQ.
regular.
Yeah, it is.
She has a
Yeah,
candlestick
it's a
too.
stock.
You know what I'm
not
talking
option.
about, the
Oh,
Robinhood,
really?
Robinhood
I guess I
traditional graph.
I
It's
don't
not
know.
telling you
Wait,
that.
let me see my.
It's just gonna tell you where it ended at the last day. And then it's gonna draw a line from here to the top of here, the top of, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you get that straight line.
FT.
That's not accurate. You won't, because again, like I was saying this yesterday, it's the agreed price. So you need to know what the agreed price was for that day, not just what it closed at.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
thought it was. I thought it was
There's no value in this
So this is stock.
So what's gonna be the
It's like
agreed price?
ETF.
for the next day, right?
Like stock.
How do you know what's gonna be
So
the next
options-
price for the next day? So what you do
Yeah,
is,
the options
in
are,
history, they typically have 3 green days in a
options.
red day for a week,
somewhere else.
red,
Those who
green,
trade,
and then down.
and they actually
You know what I
also
mean?
have.
Yeah.
forex.
Now, this technically, if you're looking at a
Oh,
regular
yeah,
chart, this is still gonna look like 3 green days, 3 red days.
Yeah, Forex.
And
I've
it
done
had a
that.
good solid week,
Future,
just straight
future.
green. So then if you're having
Oh,
that,
where's the
now
option?
you're freaking
Oh, yeah.
out. If you're in, if you got it right here, you're freaking out, like, right about here, because
So
you're like,
this is,
when is
this
it
is
gonna go
how
back
they,
down?
like,
and
you
get
can
out
trade
before
with
that?
this
Yeah, yeah,
faster.
yeah. So
So you
then,
can
so
just go
you
to
see
different
like,
price level
I
and
had
you
3 good
this
days,
side is sell,
and
this
then
side
people
is
were freaking
buy.
out, because they're
Yeah.
like, what is happening? It's still going up, it went up
Yeah,
past the
this is the
resistance.
volume,
of the
this is the
past
volume.
week.
So
You
how,
know,
like this,
If
how
I
many
quote
people,
it on a side chart, you'll see that
how many
it broke
order are
resistance
placed
here. I
for
can
this
just tell that, because
order, for this
I can
much,
look at the chart and
and
tell,
then how much.
but it
so
broke
you
resistance
see-
about
kind of
here,
see
because
how
this
people
is like,
offer the price.
where the week
Okay.
started, this is the resistance here. Okay, so you start it right there, that's resistance. Went down, it pulls your resistance line down, it goes back up, but then there's a point where you can go past your resistance. So this is past the resistance now, that's why they immediately fell, because there's no support. That's where you ever hear them talking about stocks, and they're like, oh, there's no support.
But what is it, like
Like,
a
okay,
trend?
see,
that
Abia,
they-
start, Abia, could you hold that,
I
Abia,
don't
Abia,
understand.
Abia, hold that,
This?
yes.
Where's the, okay, so this is what we're trying to figure out right now.
Where
Do you know-
to trade option,
Options, is this options or is this stocks right here?
this is stock,
That's a stock.
yeah.
Your option trade will be way more intense than that. But just so you guys understand what I mean by breaking resistance, you see right here, you can see that it started above resistance and it fell below it. And then that started the trend, but right here, it breaks resistance, which brings that line up even a hair. But the resistance is still down. So the trend is down, but that was a green day. The trend is still down. You know that by your RSI, you can predict the next day based off your RSI. That's why the indicators are so important and why a candlestick is more important than just a regular graph line. Because looking at this, I can tell that the lowest point for that day was here. The highest point for that day was here, and we closed like somewhere in the middle.
What is it
But that-
called, when you break resistance and where you,
Pressure,
pressure the roof? What is that called?
yeah,
The top
that's
of
the
it?
The
pressure.
ceiling,
The
Or
ceil-
ceiling,
No, I don't think it's called the ceiling. It's called something else.
some pressure,
Maybe.
I don't
I
know.
mean, you could call it pressure,
yeah, there's-
ceiling.
there's a lot of words for a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah.
And like, depending on where you trade, like if you're working at a firm, they might have totally their own lingo that only they know. So it's kind of hard to answer that question, but
Yeah.
then you have times when, like this right here, this whole period, because the volatility was insane. I just looking at this, I can tell, and you can see this volatility as well, this blue right here. That pressure made them break resistance. So now we're trading up here and we're pulling the resistance line out. The resistance line isn't controlling us anymore. We're above it. So when you're trading, you're expecting it to at least come back down to here,
this is moving average.
moving
Nine
average.
day, yeah.
So like,
The
what
RSI.
he's trying to say is like the resistance, there's people that are trying to buy it, but they're also, you have people who are trying to also affect that buy, they're trying to sell it. So that's why it's in a resistance sometimes, because you got this, see, like they're staying in this area here, right here, because they're trying to buy. There's people who are trying to buy and there's people who are trying to sell as well. So it's like a battle.
Yeah.
So like when they're going up though, and the news analysis analysis has come out, it affects it sometimes. So like it will shoot up without even no candlesticks. It'll just be up here,
And
Based on
me
the-
personally, I got to the point where I don't even look at that anymore. I look exclusively at level 3 data, which is what I was telling Daisy, where it was like, this is just a representation of what level 3 is. Like, this is like making it visual, this is visualizing what level 3 is. Level 3, you can literally look at how many people, so how much is, what is this trading at? This is Microsoft. This is only the price in the middle. That's how, like, you're looking at the surface of the water. This is the price in the middle. But there's people trying to sell the same stock for $400 right
Oh,
now.
yeah. Let me show
And there's
you.
people trying to buy it for $100 right now, but you can't see that based on this.
You can see it from here, look, this one.
Yes, that's what I look at. I only look at that.
I look at this to place order.
This is
Yeah.
confusing to me.
So this one, you see the thing that's jumping, so that's the order, someone place order, 3 order, 1 order at this price,
And you can see right here, 2, 3, 5 is the middle. That is the last sale that was being made
Per share.
per share. Like,
Yeah.
every time I sell 1 share, that's the last price that got sold. You see, that's one share,
and then
0 shares. And then when it pops up again, it's gonna move.
this is good because if you want to buy or sell, say if you move here, you can just click and then you can place order.
What's
And the
difference
reason why this is
between
attractive for me as an options
limit.
trader,
Like,
Now,
Limit is,
options trading is about
limit is, they
bets.
will
I'm making a
only,
bet off that stock.
they will only.
So I can bet
honor the
you
price
That
when
stock is
the
gonna go up
price
to $400 by a specific date. And then
So
that fulfills
usually
the
the price is
definition
here.
of a
and
contract
Usually want.
regarding stocks.
You offer.
So when I'm looking at
the
this, I
price
can look at, I'm
to
like,
buy,
bro, there's
but
$400
when we
for
sell,
$400. It's going up to $400.
sell. So when the price
I
goes
do a
up,
call,
it will execute.
$400 call,
Okay. Oh, okay, so. it's
September 31st.
Target price.
and then it has up until September 31st
Okay.
to get the
And
$400
when market price
or
is
my
higher,
contract
they
closes
will
out of the
get
money.
higher.
But that doesn't mean I
Because
lost.
they have the reward.
Even if I don't hit $400, as long as let's say like right now it's instead of
Like usually
235, it's at 230, and it goes up $5 for my $400 contract, I'm still making money. And when it closes, potentially,
Yeah.
depending on the stock and there's a lot of factors, sometimes you can even still get your intrinsic value out when a contract closes.
Yeah, that's.
Even though you didn't win. But the ideals,
Money off of that though, if you bet that it was gonna be 400 and they only went up $5.
so like I was telling you before, volatility is a factor. So days, like if I have it for 4 days, obviously, if you can like stretch this out a little bit, the big side of
Yeah.
the chart. If I have a contract for 4 days, right? I only need 1 day. I mean, even if I say like, I'm way out the money by saying 400, I'm like doubling the price. If I make that, I'm like, I'm gonna leave school, you feel me? But, the other chart actually, not that one.
I'm trying to find this, I'm trying to find the chart, oh, here it is. I'm like trying to like, I'm trying to, it's like so high tech.
Oh, I got you. That's fine though. I don't know how well you can see it from there, but you can see like these days where it spikes all the way up to here for the volatility.
Got the blue thing?
Yeah, the blue thing. All I need is 1 day of that. The stock doesn't even have to go up. Like it can even go down. And if I had its same volatility, I still make money. So like, to answer your question, there's so many different variables that account for how much money you're making that I don't need it to hit 400 for me to win.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because there's so many variables, like doing the call for $400 is just a small fraction of that variable.
How
Now,
bad would it have to be for you to lose money, since you said you didn't even make it, but you still made money?
same concept. If volatility, so okay, same concept, great question. So this day, I made a lot of money that day. Like my contract went up from $200 investment, now I'm at like $700. I think I'm the shit. So I go to sleep tonight, like, yeah, like I just made $300 like on my phone. And I wake up in the morning and the volatility's on there. That same $700 contract that I bought for $200 is probably that amount of that drastic of a drop. That's just probably at $50 when I wake up. So now I'm sick to my stomach and I got 3 days left on my contract and I don't want to exit because you don't lose money until you exit. Technically, you bought an asset, so you don't lose money on that asset until you sell it. Does that make sense? So now it's worth $50 in quotation marks, because again, your read price is worth $50 just in that day. And I didn't sell because I'm like, all right, well, yesterday was a good day. Like maybe tomorrow. Now we're at 25 gains, bro. And when you get that, when you get that low in your volatility, there's no coming back. because it's damaged, like there's other variables, okay? Your volatility is meant to counter your theta, your time decay. The closer I get to my last day, the less my contract is worth automatically, especially if you're out of the money. I can be in the money, and as days go by, like I said, $400, it goes up to $700. So now you bought a contract for, this is hypothetical numbers, by the way. You bought a contract for 200, now it's worth 1,500. Now you really think you're a shit, right? And like, it's still going up, so you're letting it chill. You're like, oh, I'm gonna just let my contract close on by itself today. Like, I'm not even gonna try to sell. So the next day comes, $1,500 is automatically, just because another day went by itself, $1,250. You can expect that type of change just because the date changed alone. So the stock can still be skyrocketing, and as the days go by, your returns will start to trickle off. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
That is
would
pretty
you-
advanced though.
Would you say to put a call when the, what's it called? The blue stuff? What is it
No.
called?
Absolutely not. Even though it's here, this is a clear drop. I would not call, imagine that. Imagine that volatility was low here. So my contracts, they are getting cheaper. Because again, low volatility, lower costs or lower returns, however you're gonna put it. If I'm buying it, their loss is my gain, right? So low volatility means that the contracts, they're looking cheap. They're looking real enticing right here. But if I would have bought that day, even though volatility was low and the volatility is high here, you see how big that drop is? So the drop of the stock price has more influence than anything, right? But then the variables is kind of what like, it's like the Kickstarter, like the catalyst for that. But that drop right here, I'm crying in my sleep. I'm crying myself to sleep tonight. Seriously, like that's insane. $50
I mean,
drop
If
for a
it's,
contract is a lot.
if you sell that, you better hold on to that because
Yeah,
you
like,
lose
yeah,
all your
like, yeah,
money.
let's say I did go in on this day and volatility went up, so it made it look like I'm making money for a second, but then as the stuff is dropping and all these other variables are taken into account, and then you have your theta for the next day and stuff, you still don't really want to sell right away. Like you can't panic, because if you did, let's say you had a weak contract and you sold the next day because it went down, you missed out on this high volatility green day. And then the green days after it, like that's when again, like now you're really crying in your sleep because you just lost all that money. You woke up in the morning and it's higher than what it was when you sold it. With higher volatility, no,
Yeah,
you're
that's
gonna be
why-
sick. You're gonna be sick.
That's why Professor Daisy here was saying that you shouldn't, or is it Professor Daisy? Or Wayne? Would you
It
like to
doesn't
go with-
matter. It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Well, you said to not put your emotions into it because
Yeah.
then you were like, you're panicking, you're starting to say, oh my
Panic-
God,
there's a
and then you're
panic
losing sleep
cell.
over it, yeah,
Like,
and then,
you
yeah.
psych yourself out.
Yeah.
But I do want to remind you guys, because look at there, even though it go up, but look at today.
What-
Yeah,
So,
red.
so sometimes,
Like this whole week is
What
just
goes
like,
up must come down.
yeah, and let me use NVIDIA as example. Just a few weeks ago, it was like almost $200. And a friend of mine bought it when it's 300.
yeah.
So she asked me, should I get out? I don't want to tell her. If I were her, I would, because I think even though you are losing a lot of money from 300 to 200,
Mhm.
but with the $200 you have, or 200 times how many share you have, you can put it in and then make more. Or wait till it went up to 300, it will be too long.
That's why it's
So-
important to set like, sorry to cut you off,
No, yeah, it's important to set the
like,
limits.
yeah, percentage wise, like, what do you want to gain? You know what I mean?
They have goals.
Yeah, goals.
If you go into it with clear thoughts, like maybe she thought she was gonna day trade NVIDIA, then she held it like almost midterm, long term, and now it's going down. So now she's still trying to get that day trading mindset, like, should I get out today?
Or the
like
limit
I
she
told you.
sets, she set a limit, so it doesn't go down, so like, say it's at $200, and then it goes down, you know, 150, your trade's automatically cut off. You
Yeah,
don't lose
stop,
any
it's
more
called
money than
stop
that.
limit,
Yeah.
stop limit sell.
Yeah,
That's mad advanced. We'll get to that later, but for the mindset wise, if you go into it like, I want the ownership of this company. I believe in this company, like, that's how I am with Ford. Like, I love Ford. For no real reason, I love Ford. I love the cars that they make. I like the brand within itself, like what they stand for. You know, America, all American made parts. I just love everything Ford stands for. Even though they have some racist backgrounds, I don't really care. They make nice cars. So I want to own Ford. If it goes down and I'm quote losing money, which like I said, you don't lose money till you sell.
Yes.
I'm quote losing money. My mindset is, well, it's down today, so oh, it's cheap, it's on sale. Maybe just buy some more. You know, buy. But then there's people who are day traders, day trading mindset, and it's going down. They're freaking out. They're on their computer, like doing the hotkeys, like she said. So you have to have clear intentions when you're buying something. If you're gonna buy for ownership, do not look at it like a day trader mindset where it's like it's going down, that means sell. No, it does not. It's actually inverse for long-term mindsets, and day trading mindsets are inverse.
Yeah.
So when it's going down, this is if I wanted to actually own this stock, Microsoft, this right here is making me smile. Because what I would do is personally, that is, right here, that's a put instead of a call, put, which is the same concept, but saying it's going down. I'm betting it's gonna go down. So let's say I have $1,000 right here. I'm doing a put and I'm writing this down. And by here, I'm probably looking at a solid $5,000 just off of assumption, not looking at any contracts or anything. But that's a big drop. Even if this is just a one-day thing, Microsoft is a big stock. They have high volatility. So I can make that in a day. You can. So then by the time it's here, all right, now it's starting to go back up and my contracts are starting to deplete. So the second it even starts to go back down, sell. Because I want to own this anyway. So it's not like I need to make money off of my put. I need to. That was just a little bit extra. I had a 1,000 already to put into it. I wanted to. But now I just like quadrupled it.
But that's
All the way
also
down.
when you wanna take it out. If you quadrupled your thing, you know, you gotta stick to like the 10% rule, or there's different rules that you can set for
Oh
yourself.
yeah, that is true. That
trade-wise.
is true.
So like when you got your trade and you made already 20% back of what you put in, then you take that out.
Yeah, she's right.
You
In
reward yourself
reality,
too.
right here, about that size is where you want to get out. But I'm crazy. So I'm riding it to the bottom.
Yeah.
So
you're
I'm
crazy.
I'm
No,
crazy.
but-
Respectfully, I am.
It also depends on how much money you have. And like, if, let's say, if you have 100, let's say, $20,000, and if you only spend 500 to buy like a batch, and then 500, that's not a lot compared to 20,000.
Yeah.
But if you are buying 100 shares here, how much is it? There will be
That's-
20-something thousand. Oh,
Yeah, 20,000.
it'll be
Yeah.
like 100% of your fund, then you won't be able to do that, like what he said, keep buying. And so it depends on how much money you put in every batch. You
Yeah,
know,
so that's why my strategy is always, if I'm gonna enter for ownership, I'm waiting until it gets high. Like I'm waiting for it to peak. I don't want to get in when it's on the way up. That's, you already lost because you missed all the profits on the way up and now you're closer to the peak than they are. So you already lost. I'm waiting for the peak right there. I'm jumping up and down when it starts to go down. So now I'm doing puts all the way down to when it bottoms out. I might even do like a 1 month put instead of a week because you can always get out. You know what I'm saying? So I might do a 1 month put. Also, intrinsic value. The longer time that I have on it, the more it's worth. So it might cost a lot. I might only be able to afford the $1,000 that I told you, one contract. But because it's so far out and my contract started here, by the time it's here, I have so much intrinsic value because I'm in the money already. Does that make sense? Because remember, puts and calls are opposite.
Yeah.
So I did a put here, right? Anything above here is out of the money for a put. I'm in the money with a month out. So that's insane. Just to make it easy for like you to understand, that's insane. For it's drop, what, like how many, that's like $50. I'm gonna make like with $1,000 investment, I can expect 5K back easily. Not even looking at a contract or anything, even more potentially. And I've done it before, respectfully. So by here, you have more money than you already agreed that you wanted to buy $1,000 worth of Microsoft, right? You get here, still invest that $1,000, but now you have 4K left over in your portfolio, just sitting there. So now I'm in, right? It goes up. We're happy, right? But it starts going down again. You're not stressed because you have ownership mentality. You want as much ownership of Microsoft as possible. So how is the stock going down negative for you? If anything at all, you're gonna take that 4K that you just made profit, by the way, 4K profit that you just made, and do another put. So now when it's going down, you're offsetting the losses that you got from the stocks that you bought right here. You're offsetting it. Because while those stocks are going down, your contracts are going up, right? You're offsetting your losses with profits. And when it bottoms out again, you just sell your puts. So if you have ownership mentality over your stocks, puts are your best friend. But if you hate a stock per se, you're gonna be messing with it with calls because that does a lot of inflation. So for example, remember we're looking at the level 3 market data where it has both sides of the chart. You see buys and sells. When you have a contract for a call, technically that's a buy, and there's 100 shares in one contract. So that's why you'll see sometimes it'll be like people have like out of the money calls, like for like this is what like $200, 236. You have it out of the money for $400, it'll be like 10K, 10,000 buys. Like you're like, what? 10,000 people? No, 10,000 shares are entered there. That's only 10 contracts. So when you put it like, remember I was like scientific notation, it makes everything, it kind of makes everything look more than what it is. Even volume too, like that is not 100,000 sales, 100,000 shares were exchanged. You know what I'm saying?
But the most important thing also is, or something to add on to this, is that see how the market's slowing down? It's because the market closes at 4. So, and also on Fridays,
Yeah, that's
so
a good
like,
point.
and then also in the beginning of the week, that's when the market is like, is the news is coming out, like, it's like, you know, faster and like, it's very volatile. So it'll go up really fast, down really fast, like unpredictable sometimes,
Yeah.
based on the news.
I noticed the market is active between 9:30
To 12,
9:30 to 10:30, and then 11:30 to 1:30, and then
that's
3 to 4.
yeah, we say that from 12 to 1 that the brokers go on lunch.
Yeah,
So it's,
I did say that
Which
too.
basically
I
is
literally
the
say
same
the
thing.
same thing.
So, yeah.
To reiterate their points, when I do day trades, I only day trade on Monday in the time frame that she's talking about. So between like I have my on Sunday night, I do my entry. I have to go higher than what it is right now. Like if it closes right now at 236, I'm not gonna be the first person to get my option filled in the morning. So I have to go above this. I have to take a little bit of a loss. I might buy it for like 240. I might buy it for 240. Even if it opens at 36 exactly, I took that loss because I want that instant sale. You know what I'm saying? So I might take a little bit of a loss, but then the volatility was going to offset that almost immediately. Like when I say immediately, you probably won't even notice it on your contract, the loss on you.
Did you already explain how you do the option? Like,
No, I did not. I didn't
so
get there
you
yet.
probably need, because what do you mean by 240? You took the loss.
Oh, yeah, okay,
So-
you're right. You're absolutely right.
So we have to
Okay,
go over
so but
that.
I'll just explain that with this, because you can also buy shares the same way. So again, I said agreed price in the last price. That's the last price. So even though it's selling for 236 right now, I can go on your computer and buy the same stock for $300. And you just gave someone else
Yeah.
$70 profit.
Yeah.
Oh, you just gave it to them, but you did that because you wanted that instantaneous sell. If you try to go on the money where everyone is trying to go, you're not gonna get instantaneous sell. You have to wait a couple seconds, a couple minutes, or even a day sometimes for your stuff to fill. And with contracts, it's even worse. Like, there's been a time where I had an amazing contract and I was making so much money on it, but again, you don't get any returns until you sell it. So even though I was making so much money and then I try to sell it, I'm like, I'm happy. Like, all right, someone buy this from me. Couldn't find a buyer.
Did you figure out how to do option? I mean, yeah, options here yet?
I did, but to go and do it again, it's gonna take me time. I was messing with it at home.
Oh, okay.
I did figure it out. I did like pull it up. I think it's under, I'll just try right now while I'm talking.
Yeah, because we tried to figure it out and then we couldn't. I saw it once, but I don't remember.
You know what I've been doing? I've been actually more into the penny stocks that I remember. That's what I was doing. I'm mostly investing in is penny stocks. It's because like if it goes up, the stock goes up to like $20 a share, and I bought 20,000 shares of it at like $5 or whatever. I'm not gonna.
Okay, so this is it right here.
A lot of money.
This is literally it,
That's
the option chain. So, let me see.
Oh, where did you get that? Trade.
Okay, so yeah, I'll just do it again. Market watch or trade,
Trade.
and it was just literally all products, and it gives you your trade grid
Oh, options right there.
and then
Yeah.
options chain.
Yeah,
And
so
then
that.
these are the strike dates I was talking about, like, okay, so for, you have your weeklies. And then you have like your monthlies. And then your weeklies only open once you're on that week.
So
So,
they close on Friday?
yeah,
They
yeah,
expire on
yeah, your
Friday?
contract expires on, so if I wanted to get in on this day trade, I have to buy, it's called day trade, but I'm trading weekly
Mhm.
options. Does that make sense?
Yes,
So start there. This is a weekly option. Like I said, I get in on Monday because that's when I have the most intrinsic value for my weekly contract. Because that's when I have the most time for the weekly. That just makes sense,
let
right?
me turn off the light here, sorry.
Okay. So that's when I have the most time for my weekly contract on Monday. But then weekly contracts, the theta is killer. I cannot stress that enough. Like, if you want to even do like a 3-day day trade, you're gonna wanna go for next week. Like, you're not gonna wanna trade the same week because there's so many variables that you just don't know. Like, you might not even be able to get a buyer for this week. You know what I'm saying? So you wanna have all your bases covered. You're gonna wanna take the extra money loss, go
Okay,
week
wait.
out,
So what does the QNBT mean?
QNBT.
And then this NNQE.
Okay, so I'm not familiar with Thinkorswim to tell
Okay.
you exactly what,
I'm sure
That
there's
is.
videos on there. It says options beginners. I haven't
Yeah, me
done that
neither.
yet.
yeah, but I
Okay.
do know that.
But it looks.
So,
nice.
okay, so where it says 6.5, that is the price of each stock in your contract. So this contract is probably gonna cost me let me try to fill this. It's gonna cost me $600 to get this. Let me see, expected Microsoft.
Just don't plug it in.
No, I won't.
Okay, I'm trying to make my account up to a million. For
Maybe
December.
he will help you with this.
Yeah,
Yeah, options is the way you scale it.
yeah.
So you scale it with your options is not, some people do live off of options, but it's not intended for that. It's intended for offsetting. So like if you're losing money on your stocks, you use puts in order to offset your losses. That is what a tactical trader is gonna tell you.
Can you like rephrase that? Instead
So,
of saying like offset, like.
okay, so if I'm losing money, I don't know what a synonym for offset,
It's like insurance,
insurance, coverage.
yeah.
Coverage. So if I'm
So-
losing money, I'm covering my losses with my option. Okay, does that make sense?
So like if I'm down like $200 and I wanna, and it's like just, it's cause it's going to, I bought it, I placed a call,
Yeah.
right? And now it's going down, so I use the options to sell.
Respectfully, that is good that you say that, because most people think like that, and at that point, it's already too late. It's
Oh,
already, yeah,
I'm down
because then
200, never
because
mind,
then
but-
that was an emotional trade, because
Yeah.
I'm losing money, I'm scared, okay, option, this week, cheapest one I can get, buy. And now it starts to go back up. So now you're losing money on your option that you just bought, right? Think about that, so you're using it to cover your losses, right? But then you just freaked out, because you lost like $100, and now you're trying to offset it, 'cause you think you know what you're doing, and now it starts going back up. And your contract is gonna make you lose money way faster than what your stocks are. So it's one of those things where it's like, I have 100 Ford shares, right? So I'm a classy guy. I'm just casual going about my day because I'm an ownership stock trader, right? So I'm not really stressed about the day-to-day movements, but I catch wind that in 2 weeks, they're gonna do an update for the Mach-E for the electric vehicle, and it's gonna cost $5,000, right? And I know, I'm like, well, hold on. $5,000 for an update, like, no one's gonna go for that. But I caught wind of it early, right? So here I go. It's a green day. We're peaking on a green day, the same week as that we're gonna get that news. I don't know what day it is, because you never know what day they're gonna drop the news. I'm putting in my option now for the predicted loss. And I'm gonna get a really good one, because I took my time and I found one that even if it does go up, I'm not gonna be so hurt about it that my put failed, right? So you're gonna take your time, do a prediction, like how much is it gonna affect that stock, and how much am I willing to invest? I'm doing this analysis now, because it's step by step now. not gonna wait till I'm losing money to start thinking about that stuff. Because now you don't have time. You're gonna do something irrational.
So what stock you want to own?
I personally, and I did own Ford for a long time. When I went to school, I took all my money out. But Ford, I like to own because they're a stable stock and they've survived 3 market crashes. So Ford,
There you go.
yeah, exactly.
And
I mean,
what
if it
else?
survives.
If it survived 3 market crashes, you're telling me they're not gonna survive the next one? Come on.
GM
Ford,
also survived 3
GM,
crashes, right?
They
So
have,
why do you pick Ford over GM?
because Ford has had a more consistent price over a longer time than GM. Like Ford only ranges from like $10 to $27. $27 is expensive for Ford. Okay, and they don't go really much past what their estimated value as a company is.
Put out the chart for Ford.
Okay, so
Yeah. Because I actually bought Ford when it's $10 something and I sold it when it's 18. But I'm going to buy it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, so this is a chart for
I've been
Ford.
using
I'm gonna try to
motors.
zoom out.
I've been
Abia
using it
just
for a
showed me
year now.
this. She literally just showed me how
I
to
think it's
zoom
gonna
out.
be like.
Yeah, there you go. This is why we need Abia. So zoom out and you can look, this is about,
You can go to the top. This is the minute one. Go to top. Yeah, see that? Yeah, click day or year, whatever you want.
thousand. Yeah, so you can see right here, the lowest Ford was at is 459 and the highest is only 27. As I said, I mean, it's not gonna give you the exact price. If we zoom in on that day, you'll see that the very peak was 27. And I just specifically remember that.
Yeah. Do you know how to zoom in?
Yeah, I do, but I brought it out for the purposes, like, so I could show them like how stable Ford is and how they survived each market crash. So even right here, like this is right before COVID, if I'm not mistaken. What date is this? Yeah, this is right before COVID, right? It's when they were doing the best. They had just announced their Mach-E, which was like groundbreaking for them. That's the electric Mustang. And because they had did so many changes and they introduced their whole floor of electric vehicles at a time where Joe Biden literally just said, we're gonna be doing things to incentives for companies who decide to hop on this wave. Okay, so that made investors happy that Ford wanted to be a part of that, but Ford, GM still doesn't have electric vehicles and they're a bigger company. That just goes to show. So Ford got in on that, they peaked out, but then COVID. So no, they had to sell off, they had to Ford itself, you gotta understand, like, there's other factors that affect this normal price. So they had to sell off assets, they had to fire workers, they had to do all these things that lowered their estimated value as a company. Therefore, it's only natural that they fell, but not because they're a bad company, not because we can't invest in them anymore, but because the value of the company actually changed. There's times where value of the company doesn't change, and this line right here becomes a lot more unpredictable because it's all based off of consumer and not actual facts. Like Ford investors tend to run off of facts. It's not volatile because their contracts, which I can show you, are different. Their contracts are longer terms. So this is still showing me, let's see, trade grid. Nope, it's not what I'm looking for. Calls, this isn't it though.
It should be Ford, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go forward, I can go over this with you then. I know what I'm looking at now. So long story short, Ford is a good stock to start with for ownership, in my opinion, because they're reliable, sturdy, they're on so forth. But then to change topics to the contracts, you see how it says 9.93 right here, and then 0.07, and then over here 93, and then let's see if I can pull it up.
In the money, out the money, that's what we just learned yesterday.
And then this one's 2, right? So that's a good example.
Here,
Yeah.
This right here is how much this contract costs per share. And we just established that there's 100 shares in a contract. So technically you would have ownership of this, what is it? Open at 12, this $12 stock. You're getting 100 shares for $100 versus someone who wanted to get 100 shares of just a regular open stocks that of ownership of the intrinsic value of your contract. You wanted to buy that, it's gonna cost you over $1,000. But you are in control of 100 shares for only 100. Because whatever the number this is, multiply it by 100, and that's how much it's gonna cost you. Then it's showing you the net change today. So it opened today at what? 1.16 is what it opened at today. And then the current bid, which is the buy, B bid, buy, B bid, buy.
Ask is.
Ask is inquire, like I'm asking you, like I'm begging you, buy this from me, ask.
So ask price,
Ask price,
bid price.
bid price, and then the net change between now and opening. So that's what you're looking at, just to make this clear right here, okay? So I'm gonna go over this again, I know you guys aren't idiots. Current price times 100,
But. I saw
Percent of that dollar.
no,
the negative.
0.93 cents for cents. But
Oh,
there's
percent.
100 shares in the contract. Every contract has 100 shares. So one share is 93 cents
So it's negative
Of what?
23.
of Ford.
Are you serious?
This is why I trade options.
So there's option.
But hold on, it gets better. I'm gonna show you how you
But
can
I just
turn.
thought Ford was worth more than
Yeah.
90%.
Ford is worth 11.86,
Oh,
but
okay,
we're talking about Ford contracts.
okay.
So the whole point of a contract, it's like, the contracts are like Walmart, where you're buying bulk.
It's 100
like you-
shares
like,
for one contract.
It's turning yourself into Walmart, where people can come to you and buy your
So
shares.
that's.
You're like the plug now, because you have 100 shares in your control. Like, that's a lot of power for one contract, 100 shares. If you have 10 contracts, that's 1,000 shares that you have in your control right now. And that's why options trading is so desirable, okay?
Is it call or put?
So this is a call and these are puts. But
So,
the rules are the same. So this is cheaper because Ford is having a green day today. So this is
Yeah.
cheaper. It's cheaper than what it would be if they're having a red
so
day.
that's the price, right? That's the
Yes,
price when
ma'am.
it's 11. Like the
Okay.
11 call is 93
Respectfully,
cents.
Respectfully, let me get here.
Yeah.
If they don't understand this doesn't even matter. They need to understand what this is first. Like I'm gonna like break this down so that they really understand that. Whatever, they just like formulate, even write this down. Last X times 100. Net change from today to now, from opening to now. It is a net change. How much this contract has changed till now. Your bid, buy, B, buy, bid. Ask is, I'm asking for you to buy this from me. Like I'm asking, I'm inquiring, ask. Like ask, I'm asking, okay? I'm buying as an ask. So, bid, this person is saying, I need my contract going right now, and I'm only willing to sell it for $1.03 per share, which translates to $103. Okay? Are you following me? We have time, so stop me. I'm going too fast.
So based on that, the bid or the ask, at that certain date it expires, right? So like if I'm bidding on that price,
Yes, yes,
so then
exactly.
it expires.
It
in
expires on October 7th of 2022. And you see what I mean by it's different for Ford. Like we were just looking at Microsoft, you had way more options, right?
But I thought if
But-
it expires, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, first. Because the bid X price is like still blinking, so it means it's changing. But
Yes,
how come the net change didn't change?
it does, but it changes slower. The net change changes slower because again, the volatility. For if you wanted to be accurate and you wanted real-time data on that, you wouldn't even be able to read it. It would be changing so much.
And then it just changed to October or never mind. Did it change?
The
No, it
dates,
didn't change.
I scrolled up.
You scrolled up. I was.
This is
like,
what we were
that.
looking at first. I scrolled
Because
up
it's been,
to show that we have less options for weeklies. So for Microsoft, they have 3-day intervals. Ford has 7 for their weeklies. Is that,
Yeah, that makes sense.
okay, so because Microsoft is a bigger company and they have higher volatility, Tesla has 2-day intervals. So I can have Monday to Tuesday and be trading that, and Wednesday to Thursday and be trading that. And then
Okay.
Friday is the end for the full weekly contract. So you have 3 options there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
There you go. So But that's why forward is easy to start with, because again, it's
More
simple.
option.
They have weekly options for you. Too fast?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm trying to sink it in. I'm trying to think
Yeah,
of
that's
like,
why I
I mean, I
literally,
just didn't
that's
expect
why
it
I
to be that
literally
cheap.
just started here. So that you can understand like this first. Like, just focus on this first. Like expiration dates, we'll get to that. But for this first, because then I can explain to you why theta and all the other Greeks, or the Greeks are what's affecting this. The Greeks are why it's so cheap or so expensive. Okay, so that's just an example. Remember these numbers for this week, right? To show you what intrinsic value looks like. So we're gonna go, for forward, I always trade next year. So January 25th, 25, well, that's, okay, let's even, for example, $400. $483 for one contract versus 93 cents. Now you see how much of a difference intrinsic value has? That's 5 years, that's a little bit dramatic. But even if you wanted to just go to the next month,
So, but
so
it says it's the $8 strike.
yes,
right?
ma'am, but we're gonna get there. Only focus on this side and over. Don't focus on the strike dates yet. I'm gonna get there, but just focus on this side of the chart. I know this is, I'm going too slow for you, Daisy, but for them two, this is the first time they're probably looking at it.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense to me. That's why I'm like, why? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get there, unless, yeah, I have a whole hour, so I'm gonna get there.
I'm gonna dip before that. I'm sorry.
You're gonna
I
do it
got-
before then.
Yeah.
So should I just speed run this and we'll
Or
come
you
over
guys
this
should-
again?
Yeah, we should do it next, yeah, because I think it's too much.
It's too much.
It's a lot to sink
So,
in.
okay, so then
It's you
for you
filling
guys to
a lot.
write something down and go home and ask questions, okay? Then that, I'll do that, Daisy. And I give you the opportunity, because it's recording too, right?
Yes,
So, okay, really quick, last X is the last sale. Net change from opening to now. Bid is how much someone's willing to buy. So this is the last sale, right? But now the next person is only willing to buy it for 86 cents. They're not doing that. That's what they're saying. I'm not doing that. So he's going up now. He's trying to get as close as he can get for this person to come down and meet him. That's why options simplifies it for you, because it's like slower for sales goes. The volatility is a little bit different for option contracts, so it's slower. You can see that. So they're like staring each other down right now. They're like, listen, bro, I'm only buying it for 87. He's like, no, I'm only selling it for 92. And when in the event they do come to an agreement, that is this.
I see.
Okay, so
No
then
wonder it's not
the
changed.
expiration date is how much time, let's say hypothetically, these two are locked in a battle, how much time they have to make that sale. And ideally, you're this person, okay, selling it. You're this person, ideally, selling it for 92, and you want this person to come up to your 92 so that you can make your profit. I mean, it's a loss today, but ideally, this is green, like how it is for the puts, but we're gonna get to that side. Ideally, your net change is green, and you make that sale by this date.
I get
But
it
then,
now.
so now we're switching sides, because this is saying it's going up. And Ford obviously went down today. This is why I don't need to look at the chart. Ford obviously went down today. So I don't need to look at that graph. I don't need you to tell me that. I'm seeing it. So now we're gonna switch sides. We're standing on this side now. We're on put mentality. So this is saying it's going down. Look how cheap a put is. And that's why you're using it to offset your losses for stocks, because it doesn't even cost that much. But as it goes up, well, also I can explain why, even though it went down, the net change is still negative. I'll explain that. But as it's going down, this is why I said you do puts for far out. Because look, net change is high here, lower here. But speed run, right? So again, buy bid, ask, acquire, last X, last sale, net change from opening to now. So that both, it looks confusing when you're looking at it like that, but just try to stand on each side of the sale, okay? Then you have your expiration date for both, like, because the contracts, it's like a straight line, exactly how they're representing it. Every call has an equal put for the same value and for the same expiration date. You're getting mad at me because I'm talking too fast. I'm joking. But yeah, so it's equal, there's equal put for every call has a put. So when Ford was falling today, these guys lost money. Why? Because of their intrinsic value. That's why you don't trade, today's what, Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday? I have no concept of time.
Me
So
too.
today's Tuesday, and these people are already losing money since opening from morning to night, or to now, okay? But these people down here, they're making money down at the bottom because they predicted that it was gonna be where it is now, but all the way back when he first got it. So like, let's see, January 23rd. Net change is 6%, 8%. You feel me? And look how much of money that it is. So let's say you bought it for this, and now it's this, and it's multiplied by 100. Everything's multiplied by 100 always with options, and you can get. So this is only $4, right? You go in here, and you can put in 10, and like what, 40 times 10, $400. So that you're taking your multipliers and you just keep multiplying them over and over and over and over again. So every minute change, even though it says +7, that doesn't look like a lot. But if you had 10 contracts, that's a lot. If you have 100 contracts, that's 700 beans from $1 movement. You feel me? It starts to make sense there, right? So that's why you use contracts for scaling and for insurance. To conclude my presentation, I guess. Thank you.
So I know what it is. This is, why is it called option? It's giving you an option to buy or sell the stock
Yeah,
at $11 or $12.50.
and that was a very generalized explanation.
Yeah.
But when there's even, it goes deeper than that, like what a call is and what a put is. So when you call, you're taking shares off the market. I'm talking slow so you guys can understand. When you're doing a call, you're taking shares off the market for the purpose of
I'm worried.
exercising, write this down before you put down your notebook, my bad. Exercising your contracts. I want you guys to look that up tonight. So it's some homework for you guys, just one
Oh, okay,
definition,
well, let me just- okay.
exercising contracts. And once you understand exercising contracts, then you'll see why that is so attractive to do. So, like I said, Walmart, you took 100 shares, you called, took 100 shares off the market. Those are your shares, but they're locked in a contract with Ford. That's why it's called a contract, okay? You bought them in our contract from Ford, 100 shares. Now, the reason why it can be 4 cents per share is because in the event that you want to exercise your contract, you have to pay, it's called a premium, okay? Because like I said, it is literally insurance. You have to pay the premium, the difference between the 4 cents and the price that it is now. That makes sense? So that's why it costs 4 cents for me to get the contract. But if I want those shares out of the contract, I have to exercise the contract and pay the premium, the difference. So that way, and then the reason why you have the calls and the strikes and the dates and all that is because it's a contract up until the end of this week. We can guarantee you this price, whatever you call it. It's at 27, I can call it at 26. Guaranteed it at 26. And if I want those shares, I have to pay the difference between 0.4 and 26 for each share. So times 100, that's $2,700 you have to come and cough up now. Right? Yeah? You think, but it's okay because you guys are gonna write that down. You guys are gonna go home and you guys are gonna read about exercising contracts. And when you guys come back, because you guys were the only people that showed up, you guys are gonna be that much more confident on Monday when we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys showing up. Everyone else is definitely busy. We're gonna post the presentations and everything, so it doesn't really matter anyways. But yeah, thank you guys for showing up, and hopefully you guys have a little bit more clarity on how Thinkorswim works in options trading.
And then one more thing, you have your own, you can make up your own decision. You don't have to do what he does,
Yeah,
okay?
like I said, I'm crazy. Like,
If it's too much, we will cover different strategies, whatever people do. So if you are more risk averse, we'll show you a way that's safer. But if you are crazy,
Yeah,
like him, like he's like, when I heard him, I was like, oh, this is good. Because, so because I want to be a long-term, how do you call it, holder
yeah,
as well.
owner.
Owner, the company, I want to own the company, the corporation. But at the same time, I want to make money in between, when the company really.
Oh, yeah, I feel like we probably should have started with that. The whole point of stocks is to own the company. Your goal is 100%.